Hello viewers, and many thanks for tuning in to Pillar TV. My name is Njoroge Kaburo and happy 2018. It's a brand new year. We are super blessed and we are also very happy to be joined by a guest who will help us kick off the year in style and with positive energy. She goes by the name Sarah Munyi, who is a change management consultant, corporate speaker, as well as a life coach. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you very much. And
good to see you this year.
Me. Yes, can I say Happy New Year as well?
Happy New Year to you too.
Yes.
Maybe, Sarah, many people know you from your conversations on change and how to approach life. Start by telling us, who is Sarah Munyi?
Yeah, so Sarah Munyi, I like to describe myself first of all as a sister and a friend, and from there I'm a change management consultant, I'm a life coach, and I'm very passionate about youth leadership. Yeah, so the reason why I say I'm a sister is because I realize that people like to relate with people who care. People like to relate, do business, you know, even share their life experiences to people who actually, somebody like a sister, and a friend, because people actually like doing business with people who they know and people who they can trust. So first of all, before I'm anything else, I'm a sister and I'm a friend. So feel free. Yes.
All right. Many thanks. Now, you've inspired so many people and many people look up to you. But some of us don't know about your story. Kindly share with us in a nutshell of where Sarah Munyi came from and what she's doing right now.
Yes, it's very interesting, Jimmy, how I started, how I got into change management consulting, into training, into motivational speaking, and I was inspired. But this is what happened. I come from Kirinyaga, from a place called Mugwandi, and one time there happened to be the school where I went, which is called Mugwandi Primary. There happened to be an event there, and some people were coming to donate some things there, and so my mother is a teacher there, so she was, you know, all excited about it, and I was wondering, what is this? I'm an old girl, I'll go and see what it is. So when I got there, the deputy principal saw me and said, Sarah, in fact, you have to speak to my students. So I said, my goodness, what about? So anyway, she took me to class, but this is the good thing, that she took me to the same class where I was in class, the very same class. Yeah.
So you got some nostalgia and now you're sharing your story.
Yeah, it was memories. So, you know, she told me, you know, she went and told the students, you know, this is our former, she's an old girl here. She did very well. You should listen to her. So she told me speak. And, you know, I told those students, you know, I sat on that desk. In fact, I used to sit right here in front. I wore the same uniform. I had the same teachers. I read the same books. And you know what? I'm somewhere in life. I have achieved my dreams, and you too can. Do you know, it was so amazing. Those children, they spoke to me, they told me their fears, their dreams.
They were now able to open up and talk to you.
Yes, and it's something that has never been done in that school, you know, ever. So it so happened that the father who was in charge of the region, because, you know, the school is sponsored by the Catholic Church, was also there. He said, you have to speak to class 7, you have to speak to class 6. So I went telling them the same thing, just encouraging them, and it was so natural and fulfilling for me. And then that night as I went to sleep, I said, my God, where has this been all along? And I started going to schools around. He connected me to very many schools here in Kirinyaga. And also now I started thinking, you know, feeling that, you know, there must be a way where this is done in a more impacting way. And I was looking at people who have been, you know, people who do the same things. So I happened to meet a friend of mine who, you know, she owns a children's home, and I asked her, you know, where do you know a place where like I can go and just listen to somebody who's doing this? I'm very passionate. I want to inspire these children. I want to mentor them, you know. And she told me there actually today there's a very big event happening at KICC Amphitheater. There's a very big speaker who will be there, and you can go. And I said, wow, right, I'll go. And I
went now from Mugwande Primary to KICC.
Yes, imagine, to KICC. So I went there, and there was this speaker called Pepe Minambo. He was there. He was launching a leadership academy.
Great motivational speaker.
Yes, he was launching a leadership academy and a personal development academy. And I said, my goodness, it was like stepping into a new world. I was feeling I can do what he is doing. I should be standing where he's standing. And it was wonderful. And I can tell you, since that time, of course, I rolled in, and, you know, I was very close to him. I worked with him a lot, and you know what? The rest is history.
All right. Now that you said you're from Kirinyaga, there's a Kikuyu at the older age that goes, basically is when we talk about, you know, the leading pack. When that one goes lame, then the rest of the livestock goes hungry because they don't get to the pasture. Let's talk in perspective of that and relate that to leadership in Africa and in Kenya in particular. Do you feel as if we are putting too much pressure on our leaders? Are we being too tough on our leaders and forgetting to play our part?
You know, the leaders are a reflection of who we are. The people we put in power are the exact people that we are. So if they don't perform, probably you look around, even you, the person who is pointing fingers, let's look at your life, let's analyze your life.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you know the people who you find, they know so much about everyone else. They know so much about a certain politician.
Yeah.
They know so much about Arsene Wenger and what else, these betting things.
Yeah.
But if you ask somebody, tell us about yourself. You know, where do you see yourself in the next 2 or 3, 5 years? You know, someone just mumbles something for 2 seconds, or they don't even know. You can't even see personal leadership on their own life. Then they're all over pointing fingers to other people.
Yeah.
I think what is important is that we need to start leadership. The foundation of all leadership is personal leadership.
Yeah.
Even before we point fingers, you know, we are going to hold accountable these people that we have put in leadership.
Yes.
And not even just in politics, but even in other places, of course. I mean, leadership is global.
Yeah.
And and it's in many places. Yeah, it's good to hold them accountable.
Yes.
But can we also look at our own lives and our own, you know, our own personal leadership? Are we progressing as leaders? What if you are seated on that hot seat that you're pointing fingers at?
Yeah, yeah.
What would we say about you? It's very important that we start with personal leadership, yeah? So that if we're able to see direction in your life, we're able to see leadership in you, then now we can be able to listen to you even when you point fingers at other people.
Sure. Now speaking about that, we often talk about, you know, the leadership challenges in Africa and in Kenya as, you know, emanate from historical background, you know, from historical injustices. From where you sit, where do you feel that we have the remedy for these challenges, this type of challenges? Yeah.
For leadership, the bottom line of all leadership, and the reason why people will trust you and elect you again, this is in elective leadership, is the ability to keep your word. If you're actually able to keep your word, say, I promise I will do this, and you actually deliver it, that is everything.
Yeah.
That is everything. It doesn't matter whether it's done in America or here in Kenya or from which ages of time. Yeah, the ability to keep your word is everything. Yeah, so if we can be able to be, you know, people of our own word, say, I promise I will do this, and look, 2 years down the line, have we not delivered? Or even if I've not fully delivered, you can say these are the steps that we have taken.
Yeah.
That is trustworthy leadership, and that is what we really want to see in this country.
Sure.
Yeah.
When we look at the crop of leaders that we have in the country, especially our politicians, they are full of this bigotry, and they defend their own. Do you feel as if we will be one day wake up and say that we are proud of the crop of leaders that we have?
Yeah, as I said, we usually produce who we are.
Yeah.
And I'm very much hopeful, and I have seen that there's a new crop of leaders who are coming out, people of integrity, people who are out there and they have a good track record. They are there and they're coming up. I think it's just because we focus on the bad ones very much.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that are not maybe very good examples, we focus on them very much. But actually there are very many of them who are very real, and they have really something tangible, and they are people of their words.
Yeah.
They are great men. They are there. But I think for us here in Africa, because we like crucifying, you know, other people a lot, we focus on the ones who are doing things that are not very right, such that now we don't see those ones that are actually, you know, helping the communities, those who are coming to the communities, and those who are actually, you know, lifting our lives. But they are there. I can tell you for the last 5 years, I've seen a lot of, maybe a lot of development infrastructure-wise. I mean, we just had the SGR, which has, you know, which has contributed a lot to, you know, the economy. Yes, and also to the transport, the way we do business. I mean, that is something very good.
Even at the grassroots, we've seen projects being rolled out, but we don't want to see that.
We don't want to you know, to bring the cameras there, or maybe really speak about that. We just want to speak about, they say they will do this, but they haven't done it. We just, but you don't see what the much good that has been done.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good that has been done. There has been good leadership. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we should, you know, focus on the things that are really going on well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sarah, speaking of positivity, because all of us want to focus on, you know, positive energy this year. From where you sit, what are the good qualities of leadership in God's perspective?
Okay, that's very good, and it's very interesting, because actually if you read the word of God in the book of Genesis, it says that, you know, when God created the whole universe, he gave man what? dominion.
Yes.
And dominion is a friend or a sister, or leadership is a very big part of dominion. Yeah, so each and every one of us is a leader. Yeah. So it's good that we identify that first. Then now for the qualities, when you know that you're a leader is somebody who does not, you know, back off from challenges that are there. A leader is somebody who is responsible. Number one is responsibility.
Yes.
And that is what we usually run away from. Yeah, you know, let me tell you, Jimmy. Yeah. I was looking at our president, you know, when during the last few months, and you know, they have been very tough. I mean, we've gone through a very you know, tough electioneering period as a country. And I was looking at him, he had to stand before people as a leader and show unity, you know, we are
and
strong.
face those challenges. And
we are strong as a country.
Sure.
You know, but then, you know, it's not really good.
Yeah.
You know, down here, there's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of pressure.
Some say he's good at PR. What do you think?
You know, let me tell you, sometimes it's not PR. Sometimes as a leader, you have to do what you have to do. Even if, you know, maybe people lose hope or what, you have to stand and, you know, still give hope. And I was looking at him and I was saying, you know what, hey, I don't envy your position. But you know what, it is not leadership that I don't, you know, I would not want. Yeah. And everyone would want that position. It's prestigious to be a leader. But then what people usually run away from is the responsibility. You know, the buck stops with you. So you are the one to blame if anything goes wrong. And that is what we always run away from. That's why we are very good at blaming other people for things instead of looking at ourselves. So number one quality of being a leader is responsibility. Being able to say, all right, I admit, I will take responsibility. Yes, let's move forward. Yeah. So that is quality number one of a leader.
I want to take you back and talk about you again. You recently had a public lecture. What was the lecture about? Take us through briefly. Yeah.
It was at the ACK Cathedral in Kerugoya. Yeah, so I had a public lecture there, and it was about personal development. Yeah. And actually, many people were asking me that. They were asking, what is this that you're bringing here? Are you asking for a seat? Are you standing?
Yes. Now, was that after elections or before?
No, that was after. That was that year, December 2017. That is when I had the public lecture, and many people were asking, like you were asking, what is this about? Are you asking for a seat or are you standing? Yes. What do you think? Am I seated or standing? But the thing is that I just wanted to bring this conversation of personal development and leadership to from where I come from. Because, you know, we say, Namusie. Yeah, so I want, even as I go out there in Nairobi and other places, and maybe other countries, I want to also, you know, be able to have my contribution in my country. And the first thing I said is that I want to liberate people. People to have information, people to know who they are. Yeah, because as I was saying, it's very easy for somebody to point fingers everywhere, but you ask them a single question about themselves, someone doesn't even know. Sure. Even what is the meaning of your name. Someone is scratching their head. I've never even thought about it.
I'll have to Google mine after this.
Hey, Jimmy, you have to. Yeah, but it's very important. Personal development. So I was speaking about personal development, and many people were, you know, many people came and we had a wonderful time. And these are some of the conversations that we need to be having. Yes. Yeah, so that now it's not all about politics, that when people meet, it's either church or politics, or, you know, maybe, you know, the meetings, maybe, I don't know, about business. Okay. Yeah, so it's also good we start having this conversation, just how to develop ourselves personally. Because, Jimmy, the better you are as a person, the better you are as an individual, the better your business, the better your studies, the better your ministry, the better the environment around you. So it begins with you as a person. Oh, yes. We have to go on a short break right now and then come back, talk about your award. You won an award recently. Yes. Then we're going to take us through also some of the notes that I got. I came across very interesting notes about who you are, where you are, and what you need to do for you to improve yourself. We'll be right back. Many thanks for keeping it Pillar TV. You'll be right back after this short commercial break. Remember, we are having Sarah Munyi, who is helping us begin the year with positive energy. Keep it here, Pillar. We'll be back. And welcome back to Spotlight. My name is Njoroge Kaburo, and today we are very glad to have a very phenomenal guest actually in 2018 to help us start the year with positive energy. She goes by the name Sarah Munyi, who is a change management consultant, a corporate speaker, as well as a life coach. Before we went to the break, Sarah, we were talking about an award that you won. That is the East African Mentors
award.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Yes, I won an award towards the end of last year, which was an event held in Uganda.
Yes.
It's called the East African Mentors Award. So I won the category of education mentorship,
Yes.
because I'm very passionate about education, and one of the places I would really want to have a contribution in is education. So I have gone to very many, in my line of work, I've gone to very many universities across East Africa, high schools, you know, and, you know, just meeting students and encouraging them, mentoring them, and I've been having fun. That is what I would say. And because of that, I was, you know, I was recognized there and given an award. And it was very actually interesting, you know, to meet other people in East Africa who are making an outstanding difference in different areas.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was very...
Congrats. We are happy. We are proud of you as Kirinyaga people.
Thank you very much.
Now, speaking of educational matters, the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development gave its recommendation to start the 2633 system to replace the 844. What is your take on this?
You know, I think that was a very brilliant and bold move, but I think it should also have come, you know, much earlier.
Yeah.
But, well, you see, everything comes with preparation and everything, because the curriculum has to really be tested, be prepared and everything. Yeah. But you see, the thing is now it empowers the student, because the pupil, they get to concentrate on even, you know, hand activities, because there are those that, you know, you only find that you only get D's, you have to be pushed from one class to another, and maybe this demotivates very many children.
Yes.
You find maybe you're even pushed to go to Form 1, then you go and find hard things like physics, and then you wonder, just because you don't perform very well, maybe your life is, maybe, and then, you know, looking at all the courses that maybe you want to study, you want to be a pilot, because, you know, they have those great dreams, yeah, and then you're told that, you know, the cut line, if you want to be a pilot or that engineer, or, you know, those kind of jobs, you must, like, those kind of courses, you must get at least, you know, an A or a B plus, and then you
of course, the system really is now able to cultivate the talents from...
the talent. So now you can be able to also focus on other things. If you're very good in music, you're very good in arts and handcrafts and everything. So you can be able to actually build yourself, you know, your capacity from a very young age. And then now even it's very easy for you, even when you finish Form 4 or, you know, high school, you're now able to start, you're empowered to even start your own small business somehow with the kind of knowledge and, you know, that you have, and the skills that you have. Skills are what are lacking even in the job, you know, in the job market. Skills. Because you find we have taken very many people to university, you know, and how many universities are there right now? There are like over 60, very many. So you find that we produce very many graduates, but when they go to the workplace, what can you do? Zero. Now,
speaking about the so many universities and so many graduates, and there's a story about viongozi wa kesho ni vijana. Vijana sisi kama sisi vijana, uongozi wetu ni wa kesho. Tunaambiwa hivyo na kila mtu, kila kuchao. Do you maybe feel like youth are doing enough to get what belongs to them?
Yeah, so we are the biggest population right now in the country. So there are very many opportunities out there. Every organization out there, you'll find they're doing something for the youth. Youth empowerment, NGOs, you know, do you have a business idea? What do you have? You know, even if you maybe you cannot find a job, but what do you have? What business can you be able to do? What are you doing for yourself if everyone else is doing something for the youth? That's a question that we need to ask ourselves as young people. What are you doing yourself?
Yes. Now, speaking of that, basically what you mean is that youth needs to pull their socks.
Yes.
I want to bring on to your attention some notes I came across reading some inspirational work by one American televangelist and motivational speaker, the late Dr. Miles Monroe. And he says that any human being, whether homeless, living under a bridge, or living at the ivory tower, there are 5 questions that you have to ask for you to be motivated. These are the questions, and I want us to go through them. The first question is, who am I? Do you feel like these young people have identified who they are, their identity?
That is the first, actually that is identity. And that's the first question that we always ask, who am I? Who am I? Yeah, that's a very good question, and that you find somebody who is asking that is somebody who is actually very keen, and somebody who is very keen in developing themselves. So who am I? That is a question of identity. Who do you identify as? Do you identify as a group of people? Because that's why you find peer pressure. You know, young people, one of the things I'm actually invited to speak about, and especially in high schools and many youth forums, is peer pressure.
Sure.
Because you know, you don't want to think for yourself. You must always think as a group,
As a
because
group.
you're trying to look for identity. You know, that's why identity crisis starts. You know, because you start wearing funny things so that you can identify as
you do it in solidarity with you fit in.
And then you start, I don't know, cutting your body everywhere, the nose
Piercing everywhere.
Yes, just to find acceptance and have a certain identity. But it's very important to ask yourself, who am I as a person? And you cannot ask that question if you don't know maybe who is, if you don't think about maybe who is your creator, because he's the one who knows who you are. So what does the word of God say about
Sure.
who I am?
Now that takes me to the next one, which is where am I from?
Exactly.
Once we know our identity now, tell us about where am I from?
Where am I from? That
Yes.
is a question of origin. Where do I come from?
Yeah.
And many people will identify with, okay, I come from Mugwandi.
I know.
That's my home. So where do you come from? You know, because we you know, and that's why I love the Word of God, because it says that we do not start existing just when we came to this world.
Yes.
Yeah, He knew us before we were even formed in our mother's womb. Yeah?
Yes.
So I'd go back to the Word of God, because if we're speaking about origin, then origin is actually in the Word of God, and it is in God. Yeah. So it's very important we ask, where do I come from? Yeah. So that now, if you're going to go forward, you must know where you have come from.
Sure.
Yeah. And you know, maybe you're coming also from a point of, because of situations that we go through in life. It's good to know, or to ask yourself, where am I coming? Am I coming from a place of despair in where I am in life? And what do I need to know? It's good to admit where you know where you are. You assess the quality of life you're living and say, this is what I have. This is where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a place of despair. I'm coming from a place of brokenness. And when you identify that, where you're coming from, then you can even be able to be helped if you're having issues maybe with your life and
Sure.
putting your life together.
Let's address straightforward, why am I here?
Yeah.
Maybe this situation in life, why am I here?
Yeah, so why am I here?
Yes.
Yeah, why am I here? That's a very good question. And it's a question of purpose. I think that is a question of purpose.
Yes.
Why am I in this school? Because sometimes you find, for me, you know, we went through school because we say, you know, we are here to get A's.
Yes.
We are here to pass. But we are here because I'm here because I can maybe make a living, be able to pay bills. That's what people say. But there is a very big reason as to why you are where you are and at this point.
Yeah.
And this is what I usually say. Your life right now, in any position that you are in, no matter how big you're playing in life or how low you're playing in life, your life is a total summation of your actions, your choices, your decisions, your actions and inactions.
Right.
So why am I here? Look at all the choices that you have made in life, because they have put you in that position.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a very good question, and it's a question of purpose. So when you start asking, why am I here at this particular time, then it starts exciting, you know. Again, I would go back to the Word of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he is the one who has authored your life, and He knows your purpose and your destiny as well.
So we now go to the next question, which is, what can I do?
What can I do?
Yeah.
That is a question of abilities, because each and every one of us have been endowed and given very many talents and abilities.
Yes.
Yeah, but only a few of us actually, you know, use them. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you work in an office or the kind of job that you're working. We
Yes.
all have abilities that God has put in us that can be able to take our life to the next level. So it's very good that we identify those abilities. And sometimes you may not realize that yourself. You need somebody else to look at you and say, by the way, you're very good at organizing
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You're very good even at emceeing, but you find for you've never actually, you know, realized
Yes,
that.
yes.
So it's very good. Sometimes sit with people who can be honest with you sometimes. Just tell me, the way you see me, what do you think I'm good at? Just tell me what you see. Because people will see things that you can't see yourself. And you'll be able to find you have very many abilities. Even thinking.
Yes.
Even thinking. Do you know, I think some statistics say that we only use like, I think 5% of our brain. Even thinking, if you can just pay attention to the thoughts that come into your mind every day,
Yes, yes.
you'll find your mind is very creative and it always has solutions for you for everything. But sometimes we don't pay attention, we dismiss ideas, even ideas that can save
Yeah.
our situations where we
Yeah.
are. And you know, we just rely on other people.
Probably that's why somebody said that if you want to see the most rich place is the cemetery, where most
Imagine.
ideas are buried.
It's so sad. That is why I'm here, because we cannot be having that kind of narrative.
Sure.
We want, now that you're alive, you know, can we see what it is that, you know, you have for the world? Because you have something for the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eventually, let's look at, where am I going?
where am I going?
Yeah.
That is a very good question. That's a question of destiny, because all of us have a destiny, and all of us have a place, a glorious place. And even many people usually, say, look, okay, I have this idea of this palatial house in my mind.
Yeah.
Everyone has those big dreams. Yeah, but the thing is now, when we address destiny, are you willing to actually pay the price to get there? Yeah, because destiny, sometimes it's dreams that you have, sometimes it is aspirations that you have in life, but the thing is, they don't come, cheap. They come at a price. So the question is, are you willing to actually pay the price for your dreams, to do the work, to be committed? Because many people are not really committed to it. They're just interested. Yeah, they're interested because you only want to do what is convenient for you. Yeah, you don't want to do the hard work. But when you are actually committed to your dreams, your aspirations, your life goals, then you will do what it takes.
All
you
right.
will do what it takes to get there.
All right. Now we have to wind up because my director beckons me that time is up. But I want to give you a minute to talk to that young, disillusioned person who is looking up to you and wants to make it in life. In a minute, as you give your parting shot, straight to that camera.
All right, there is nothing in life that you cannot achieve. All you need is that you need to focus, you need to identify what it is that you need in life. That is very good. That is vision, and that is will direct your destiny. And then you need to focus on it. Learn as much as you can from people who have made it in your area of passion. Learn as much as you can and follow. Commit yourself. We have said commitment is being able or willing to do what it takes to get there. So that means you don't give up. You get knocked down 10 times, you wake up 11 times. Don't dream your life. Live your dream.
So many thanks, Sarah, for having your time here and sharing those very insightful information with us.
I'm most grateful.
Of course, we are very motivated. At least we are not the same as we started the show.
Wow.
And we come to the end of the show. We were having Sarah Munyi, who is a management consultant, corporate speaker, as well as a life coach, who has shared insightful information on how to improve our lives. Till next time, it's a goodbye, good luck, and God bless. My name is Njoroge Kaburo.